Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're Sambo, and joining us as always is Seraphis, our level 22 Worgen Mage.
Fate has brought you here to me.
Fate has brought us here to the Twilight Vale in the zone of Darkshore, of course on the continent of the mighty Kalimdor, here as we stand before this swirling vortex. And of course if you joined us in the last episode, you'll know that we were doing some quests for a bunch of different people, all related to where are we? Here we go. Return to Malfurion Stormrage. They were all about him. He sent us off in all different directions to talk to some key people around the place in order to do some tasks. We've got one more to do. We haven't been up north yet to the Wildkin there. The last Wildkin is the name of the quest there. Speak to Aroom at the Moontouch Den north of the Eye of Vortex. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to head back to Malfurion Stormrage and hand back all three of the quests in. So it's off we go. Now, of course, we can mount up. We've either got our Winged Guardian, which is the mount that I bought from the store, or of course we've got our Racial here, which is the Running Wild ability, and that basically is, whoa, there's an enemy player, a Goblin Hunter there, and a Running Wild ability, which is our Racial. And we've got a bit of lag there for some reason. I'm not too sure why. Maybe it's the swirling vortex. Hopefully it'll calm down. Yeah, so if you've never seen an enemy player in WoW before, you'll see in that case they came up in yellow, and that's because they are basically, there they are again, off in the distance in their Goblin mount, which is like a race car, I guess. They're yellow because they're not flagged for PvP, but it does mean that they are able to be attacked because, of course, they're the enemy faction. Now, if their name was in red, we would actually be able to, that means they're flagged for PvP, and that's generally not a good thing. Of course, we're not playing on a PvP server, so we don't have to worry too much about it. Right, and here we go. Here are some Wildkin. We've got some Wildkin spirits there. Somewhere around here will be the hand-in for the quest. I wish I knew why it was lagging out so much. I honestly don't know. Maybe we need to... Oh, no. There we go. There's the Moontouch Den. Now, once again, if you've already been playing WoW for some time, you'll be very familiar with this particular site. You used to have to come here for a bunch of quests. Well, actually, a very specific one back in the day. So it was kind of an iconic quest and quest chain before the Cataclysm. So it's nice to see that they've still got this going here as well. So here he is, Aroom, the what is it? The last remaining Wildkin. We'll see what he has to say there. A terrible sadness surrounds the creature. It stares beyond, its eyes rather, stare beyond you as you approach it. Let's hand that in. Here we go. The creature hoots sadly as it addresses you. Aroom is last of tribe. Others won't rest. Need funeral pyre. Bring Aroom feathers of others. Let them rest. Then Aroom help you. So of course, once again, we're being charged by Malfurion Stormrage to go and seek out the help of all of these factions here in Darkshore. This being the last one here, the Wildkin. So he's saying we have to obtain 8 slain Wildkin's feathers. And once we do that, we'll be able to get a couple of rewards. One of them being leather there that we can't use. The other one being a dagger, which has agility and stamina. A couple of stats that we really don't need either. But that's okay, we can always sell these. Alright, thank you, Aroom. And you can see that these look like they're feathers lying on the ground there. Slain Wildkin feather. Of course, when we hover over it, we get the use icon. And it does come up and tell us what quest it's for. And there we go, copper mine as well. We can't let those slip by. And we've got a nice shadow gem. Now we're going to try and maybe avoid these mobs. Let's see if we can find some more feathers. In fact, let's have a look on the map and see whereabouts we need to go. Oops, we're going to get attacked probably. There we go. 1 of 8 slain Wildkin feathers, so we're in the right area. Unfortunately, we're also being attacked. Let's lock him in place there with the good old Frost Nova. Oh, and he's, excuse me, living up to his name, of course, of a Boomkin. That's what they're called if you do happen to play a Druid. You can change to a Moonkin form, and they're affectionately known as Boomkins. And that's exactly why he shot us with his Moonfire ability there. Now, what did we pick up? We picked up something green there. Oh, a War Knife of Power. Plus 4 attack power. That's a nice dagger there. That will go nicely on the auction house. Thank you very much for that. Maybe we do have to slay these guys. I don't think... No, I was going to say maybe they also drop the feathers for our quest. But when I hover over the mob there, it doesn't actually say that. So I don't think that they do. looks like we're just going to have to find them on the ground. Look at that, we got another green item. I can't believe this. That's 2 in a row. 2 spirit and 1 stamina. Now that actually is pretty good for us. It's a lot better than what we've got. Now, of course, spirit, that's a ability that we haven't come, rather a stat or an attribute that we haven't come across too much of yet. So let's see what that is. It increases your mana regen, and it mainly, of course, the biggest thing about it is that it increases your mana regen while you're not casting. So in other words, there's 2 types of mana regen. One is basically in combat and one's out of combat, or in this case when you're not actually casting. So while you're standing around, this will increase your mana regeneration rate. So rather than sell that on the auction house, you can see there if I hold down the shift button, it brings up the compare tooltip, +3 armor, +2 spirit, -1 stamina. Stamina is always good, but it's not a exceptionally important, well, it's not a priority stat for us being a mage, because we're certainly not going to want to be getting beaten up on. And of course, stamina directly hits up our hit points there. So you'll see if I equip this new one, we're going to lose 1 stamina, which means we're going to lose 10 hit points up here, go from 487 to 477, but we need the spirit on there. So let's equip our normal outfit and then equip this. Now it's going to say that it will bind the item to you, because of course you can see here it says in the tooltip, Aboriginal Sash of the Whale binds when equipped, and that of course means that once we equip it we can't sell it to anybody but a vendor, and that's pretty normal with a green or blue or purple item. So yes, we're going to say confirm that. There we go, and you can see we've gone down to 477 hit points. Let's save that outfit. Of course, don't forget to save always. Equip our fishing, and we'll equip that particular waistband. You can see it actually changed colour there. Save that as well, yes. And now if we go to our stats, let's have a look here. If we look at our, where are we, spells, and somewhere down here we go, mana regen while not in combat. That number there will have gone up. 43 mana regenerated every 5 seconds while not in combat. That new belt will have upped that stat there, so very handy. Alright, let's re-equip our normal gear. There we go. So we're all ready to fight once more. We don't want to be in our fishing gear while we're questing, of course. Now we're looking for these feathers on the ground. There you go, you can see another one there. It's not only glowing and all sparkly, but you can see when I hover over it, it changes to the use icon, and of course the tooltip there, slain Wildkin feather 1 of 8, now 2 of 8. So we're collecting these up, and of course they appear in your bags as a quest item. You can always tell quest items because they have that particular outline on the item. You can always differentiate them between items that are for you versus items for a quest. Alright, opening with the Frostbolt, of course. Slow them down and give them a good old fire blast, and then follow that. Oh, look at that, booming us with the old moonfire there. And it's rather a nasty attack that, of course, you get that yourself if you play a druid. In fact, it's one of the first abilities that you'll... Oh, not the first, but it's a very early ability that you get. Very handy to have. Right, same old, opening with the Frostbolt. Actually, this time I'm going to follow it up with an Arcane Blast, just because it does lots and lots of damage, and we'll do it again.
I need a target.
And you can see 1 Frostbolt and 2 Arcane Blasts actually took him out then. That was very quick. And looking for more feathers, here we go. So now we're up to 4 of 8, halfway there. Let's take these guys out. Now, these guys are actually giving us XP, because you can see up here on their character portrait that they are green. And that means it's not giving us a whole bunch of XP, but it is giving us XP nonetheless. Of course, if that number was in grey shades, then we'd know that the our particular mob won't be giving us any XP because it's too far below our level. Now, just another little tip. I noticed then that I picked up some eggs. Where are they? Let me see. Hello. There we go. Some small eggs. They sell for an absolute fortune sometimes on the auction house. Now, especially around the seasonal stuff that occurs near Christmas time. If you're playing WoW now, I highly recommend that you, whenever you get one of these small eggs, just put it in the bank. Seriously, put it in the bank, save it up for Christmas time around winter, or summer, of course, if you're in the US, and go to the auction house with all your saved up small eggs, and you will make an absolute killing, a small fortune. Now, the reason for that is because there are seasonal quests around that time that require small egg as an ingredient. It's a cooking quest, but it is a seasonal part of the Christmas celebrations, and everybody wants eggs because no one can be bothered going out and farming them. So, like I said, make an absolute killing. At one point, I think last year, I remember they were selling for about 2 gold each. Now, of course, when you've got sort of 50, 60, 70 of the things built up over time, that's a healthy little profit that you're going to make right there. So hang on to it, folks.
Target something first.
Alright, so how many, in fact there's another one, how many of these do we have? We have 5 of 8 of the Moonkin feathers. So just want to make sure we're in the right zone to be collecting them. We'll double back a little bit here and see if we can find some more. And look at that, right away. They're a bit hard to spot because the sparkles aren't super large. So you've got to kind of look around a bit, but that's okay. That's all part of the fun, all part of the adventure. And you don't want to be handed everything on a plate, of course. Alright, so we'll go around the other side now of this Moon Touch Den. Like I said earlier, it's great to have it still in the game. It was a very iconic area in the pre-Cataclysm game. 7 of 8, there we go, one more. Let's see if we can hop up the top perhaps. Maybe they've hidden one just up the top over the back. Got some bones there, that's not what we're after. Will they have hidden some up the top here? Pays to look in the sort of non-obvious places. That's generally where these sort of things are hidden. And there we go, slain Wildkin feather, 8 of 8. We're all done. Let's go hand that in. See if he can help us, of course, to aid Malfurion Stormrage, who is aiding us. Alright, now which one of these sells for the most? It's the Wildkin Claw Dagger. So of course we just want that for the money to sell straight to a vendor. And this is great. All of these quests around here are giving us, you can see in the blue writing there, reputation with Darnassus increased by 250. Hit your U key, you'll bring up the reputation tab. And you can see here Darnassus at the top. We are honoured. We are very, very nearly revered. In fact, we're 11,141 out of 12,000. So a couple more quests and we will be revered, getting close. And of course after revered becomes exalted. Alright, what does he need now? Elune's fire. We need special flame for ritual. We need Elune's fire. Huru's spirit. Now Huru is a NPC, by the way. Huru's spirit wanders east of here. He carries the torch of Elune. Bring him here so spirits rest. And Aroom thanks you. Okay, so we have to obtain Elune's torch from Huru the Flamekeeper. Alright, sounds easy enough to me. Let's have a look on our map and see where he is. Okay, so he's over in that direction. So handy, this little map now, especially seeing as you can make it a little mini map like that. Do you know what, in the old days it used to cover the whole screen all the time, so you couldn't actually be running along and checking your map at the same time. Lots of little things like that that you guys probably take for granted and well, that never used to be that way back in the beginning. Alright, let's take out these guys along the way because they are red. It's sad, I know, but they're aggressive. They will attack us on sight. So we might as well be the aggressors rather than the victims here. Sorry about that, little Wildkin. Well, you're not that little actually, are you? Right, we're looking for Huru apparently. So somewhere around here according to the map. We got Wildkin Spirit, Wildkin Spirit. I'm just of course hovering my mouse over any of the spirits that I can see. Now according to the map, we should be coming right up on him. Yep. Should be very, very close, around here somewhere. Let's have a good look. Am I being blind? Wildkin Spirit, no, that's not him. Ah, Huru the Flamekeeper, there you go. And of course, nice and Blizzard to make him actually a different colour, so he's nice and obvious. And looks like we have to take him out. There's no talking to this guy. Oops, he's coming over awfully quickly. Let's lock him down with a good old Frost Nova. And he's level 16, should be okay. And there we go. One name mob down, and of course there it is, the Elune's torch. We've got that, let's head back. And in fact, of course, we forget that we can mount up. We'll use our racial ability. There we are, running wild. I had somebody asking in the comments, hey, is the Winged Guardian your first mount that you get when a Worgen? Unfortunately not. The Winged Guardian, of course, is something that you buy from the Blizzard pet store. So that's online on the Blizzard site. This here that you're looking at right now, running on all fours, running wild, that is the racial ability mount that you'll get at level 20. And of course, you don't actually have to buy a mount either. It's nice and handy. Okay, we've got the torch there. Aroom lets out a long low-pitched hoot. Finally, kin may rest. Whoa, what's going on here? Okay, so we've got a magical bonfire of some description there. Wildkin with Elune. Aroom in your debt. There we go. We thank you, Aroom, and we thank Seraphis. We return home. Alright, so there it is. Return to Malfurion. I join you soon. Okay, so in other words, what happened was they lit that torch and the little spirits there got put to rest. So we've helped him. Now we're all set. We can now go back to Malfurion Stormrage. You can see there that we've got 3 quests to hand in. We've done all of our duties. Let's fire up the old Winged Guardian and head on back to see him. And of course, it's just fantastic having being able to interact with such a major lore character as well. For ages, he was just a name that was spoken of. And of course, now finally he's not only in the game, but we're getting to actually do quests for him. Very cool, very cool. As we enter basically the Eye of the Storm here, right under the swirling vortex, here he is. Hail to the night, hopefully he says.
May Elune grant us strength.
Hey, let's try that again.
Hail to the night.
Hail to the night. Yeah, I love that. Actually, I've got to make that my ringtone or something like that. It's so classic. Classic Night Elf saying that one too. Alright, so here we go. The Blackwood Pledge. Fortunate news, Seraphis. Can't even say my own name. The Furbolg may seem a little more than a savage race, but their ties to the land are ancient and their shamans are second to none. So we'll hand in that quest there. Got some rep, got some XP there. Wildkin's Oath, that's the one we just did. Wildkin were once the guardians of the land. It's good to hear they haven't all forgotten their old ways. Alright, so we'll hand that one in as well. One more, 460 XP there. All very handy. You can see we're nearly halfway through level 22 already. It's going so quick. Excellent job, Seraphis. Selen's help in holding back the vortex will be invaluable. Right, and hopefully he'll have a new quest for us. He has. Alright, the Emerald Dream. Our efforts in containing the destruction don't appear to be quite enough. I fear we're going to need aid from beyond the waking world. Twilight cultists inside the Earthshatter Cavern to the east have opened up a gateway to a nightmare-infested section of the Emerald Dream. They hold a green dragon prisoner named Thessera there. Go through the nightmare portal and free her. She will be a powerful ally. Alright, so this is very interesting. We have to step through the nightmare portal in the Earthshatter Cavern and speak with Thessera, who is a green dragon, a green aspect dragon. Very cool. Right, so let's have a look on the old map where that is. Whoops, wrong quest. Here we are, the Emerald Dream show map. Alright, so it's over there. Nightmare Portal is over in that direction. Now before we carry on, I can see here we've got a whisper from someone. Shout out here from Kennelly. Hello Kennelly. Hey Sambo, I've been watching your videos lately and they are awesome. Can't wait for the next and good luck with them for the future. Let's reply to her or him. If you're watching, hello, hello. Hi there. Whoops. In the middle of filming at the moment. But thank you very much for your support. And let's just shift click on their name and see what level they are. Level 8 human mage. Great stuff. Alright, well, perhaps if you're watching this, Kennelly, whisper me again one day in the future and we'll come over and say g'day and perhaps have a little chat and have a look at your character. Alright, so let's head off now to this quest, and you can see here, of course, the people in the previous quest that we've just done have come to join us there, Selen and, of course, Elder Brownpaw, so it's very cool to see them here. Let's mount up, get on the old Winged Guardian, and head over to the east, looks like, to get to this Nightmare Portal. Now, the Nightmare Portal is definitely something new. Oh, look at that, you can see now that we've actually made friends and we've helped out the Wildkin, now Haru the Flamekeeper, and in fact, the Wildkin spirits are friendly to us now. So that's very interesting, some phasing going on there, and that would have happened while we accepted the quest up by Malfurion. Alright, now we're looking for this Nightmare Portal. Looks like it could be that over there with the stone above it. We'll have to cross the river and check it out. I'm imagining that's where it is. Let's go have a look. Is it or is it not? Oh no, it isn't actually. Ameth Aran. It's not that. It's up here somewhere according to the map. Interesting, but that's too steep to climb. The plot thickens. Or maybe that is the Nightmare Portal. I honestly don't know. What is this? No? Alright, maybe... Hang on. Have a look on the map here. Step through the Nightmare Portal in the Earthshatter Cavern, rather, and speak to Thessera. Okay, maybe it's underground. Maybe there's a cavern entrance around here somewhere that I'm missing. That quite often happens if you find that there's a quest objective sort of in the middle of nowhere. It's possible that it's above or below you. That has happened to me quite a few times. Maybe the entrance is down there. I mean, yeah, maybe we have to go down and deal with these cultists. And yes, I can see some copper there, but let's check out. Oh, look at that. There's a cave right under us. So we're going to have to deal to these Twilight Zealots. Whoops, and we've aggroed an enthralled Earth Elemental. Whoops. Right, let's deal to him. Right, fortunately these guys are way low level. Of course they're grey, so they're not going to be of too much trouble. And of course, don't forget, you can mine the elemental corpses. I nearly forgot myself. Good lord. Right, these guys have got all sorts of shenanigans going on here, up to no good. And obviously guarding the entrance to the Nightmare Portal. So once again, as always, opening with our Frostbolt, which of course slows the victim down, giving us time to cast off our other abilities, especially our long cast time abilities. And you can see there too, by the way, I keep forgetting to tell you guys, especially if you're new to WoW, we discovered a new place. We discovered the Earthshatter Cavern, and of course when you do discover places in WoW, you actually get XP for that. So you can see the message in the system chat log there, discovered Earthshatter Cavern, 125 experience gain. So it's quite kind of handy. Now I can see a copper vein over there as well. Now for some reason my casting's going a bit weird. Maybe I'm lagged out a bit, I don't know, but I go to click on the ability and nothing happens. Let's hover over our little computer icon here, and a nice low ping. In fact, it's lower than it ever is, 197 milliseconds. And of course, you guys in the States will be going, Sambo, that's not a very nice ping. Well, you know what? It is compared to the 6, 7, and 800 millisecond pings that I'm normally used to over here in Australia. Yes, that's right. They're that big. It's horrible. So for me at the moment, having this, where we're again, yeah, 197. That's just incredible. Honestly, don't know therefore why we were getting lag before, because gosh, with that sort of ping we shouldn't be getting any sort of lag. Anyway, maybe it was just the swirling vortex and the graphics loading in, who knows. Twilight Zealot down. Right, looks like we're going to have to go back up there. It looks like there's a path leading up. Oh gosh, there's oh no, over there. There it is, the Nightmare Portal. And of course, some of these caverns can be really expansive, really large. So you just got to be a little bit careful that you don't get lost, because the only map you've really got is your mini map. You don't actually have a map. You can see there all it's doing is showing the zone. So very rare will an actual little cavern like this have a, oh, I hit the wrong ability, have a map. I used evocation instead of silence. I was trying to silence that guy there so that he didn't cast, and instead I hit our evocation ability, which of course is a channeled ability that refuels our mana, and it's got a nice long cooldown. So damn it, I hope I don't need that again in a hurry. You can see our health there's been taken quite a hit from that little short burst of combat there, so we'll have to be just a little bit careful. Right, so let's just jump down here rather than going the long way around. And how cool is that? All that blue fog on the ground. That's definitely something new that I haven't seen before. Very cool.
To target something first.
Right, now don't forget too, folks, we never seem to use it at the moment, but we've got our blink ability here, which zaps us away out of trouble. Another handy little utility spell there that is easy to forget. Alright, now we're going to have a drink or some food or something, because our health just isn't regenning as fast as I'd like. So, or of course we can use a bandage. Let's use one of them. We very rarely use the good old bandages, and of course we're wanting to use them up because we do want to get our skill up. So while we're skilling up and making them, rather than selling them to a vendor, we might as well put them to use. Although I seem to need more for some reason. Let's maybe have some food. What do we got here? Haunch of meat. Restores 232 health. And of course, remember when you eat these meats and other types of food that restore health over a long period of time, you do have to sit down. It sits down for you automatically, but you can't move. As soon as you move, you can see there, it actually interrupts it. So be very careful if you're using expensive or good food, that you don't accidentally move halfway through eating it. You see there? That's what happened. I clicked there and nothing happened. Wonder what's going on there. Maybe my aim's just not so great tonight. Alright, here we go. About to step through this nightmare portal. Wonder what'll be on the other side. Into the nightmare. Oh, this is cool. Look at this. We've actually phased into the Emerald Dream. So we're in exactly the same place. But the Emerald Dream, I highly suggest you go look it up on WoWWiki. It's basically like the alternate plane that is all to do with the dragon aspects, and the night elves, of course, are very much in tune with that. But it's kind of there all the time. We just don't exist in its plane. But when you either normally like inhale some incense, or in this case, of course, go through a portal, you actually shift to that plane. And there you go, you can see Thessera, and I love the dragon models in this game, by the way, very cool. And she's of the green aspect there. Malfurion calls, yes, I can hear his voice through the dream. Alright, what's she got for us? The waking nightmare. Malfurion's words are true, small one. The rift that threatens to split Darkshore in half also threatens the separation between this world, i.e. the Emerald Dream, and yours. Let me aid you in any way I can, lest further rifts between our world amplify the destruction taking place in both places. First, you must undo the shackles cast upon me by retrieving the Emerald Scroll from the Nightmare Guardian that roams the halls below. Oh, this is interesting. So, okay, there we go. We have to obtain the Emerald Scroll from the Nightmare Guardian inside this, the Earthshatter Cavern. And unfortunately, you can see there, got some nice gloves as a reward, but they're leather, so we're not going to be able to actually use them ourselves. Alright, has she got any other quests for us? No. So it looks like this mob is probably going to be relatively nearby, so yes, we're running out of time. Whoa, what we got here? Nightmare spawn. So also the mobs in here have changed, of course, because we're in a different plane. So the ones that were here, well, they are still here, but just that we can't see them, of course, because we're sort of plane shifted at the moment, if you will. And look, they can really bite. They're taking big chunks out of us, and of course, that's because they're level 17. In fact, we haven't been really fighting any level 17s recently. I'm going to need some more food. We nearly died there. Look at that, 73 health. Gosh, what is going on? Have I got all my gear on? Wow, we're really taking big damage here. Good lord. And in fact, my health is hardly going up. 11 health per second, 60, that should be 271, 89. Oh yeah, it is. Gosh, I guess it's time to get some higher class of food. The next tier of food up is probably what we need, because this stuff just isn't cutting it. It's too slow. Interesting. Alright, Nightmare Guardian. Is that what we want? I think it is. From the Nightmare Guardian, there it is. Okay, so we'll get rid of this Nightmare spawn first. And of course, Arcane Missiles up for grabs there. Lovely. Look how much damage we're taking. This is interesting. I wonder if something's gone wrong, because we normally don't take this much damage, and we certainly don't take as long to recover it. So, not sure if something's changed, or if it's just, yeah, I honestly don't know. Right, that looks like it's the Nightmare Guardian coming our way. Alright, here he comes, so let's rip right into it and try and slow him down before he gets too close. Level 17. And now let's use our instant abilities to try and finish him off. There we go. Good stuff, and it looks like we've got ourselves the Emerald Scroll. Yes, we have. Lovely jubbly. Now, another thing, by the way, if you're wondering how come I'm not mounting up in these caverns, they're considered inside. And, of course, that means you can't mount any interior locations. You can see they're greyed out there. Anything interior, you can't mount generally. There are some exceptions, especially post-Cataclysm. But for a general rule of thumb, don't expect to be able to mount up inside anywhere. In fact, you'll get automatically dismounted. All right, let's hand this in. See what she has to say now. Did you find it, Seraphis? The Emerald Scroll, we certainly did. Thank you, Seraphis. You've given me my freedom. Let's see what we can do for your world now. Right, so, oh gosh, with mere seconds to go before the end of this episode, hold on tight, Seraphis. The journey back to the waking world can be a little rough on unprepared minds and bodies. Speak to Malfurion at the Eye of the Vortex in Darkshore. Alright, let's do this to finish off the episode. Sounds like we're going to be thrust back there. How will she do that? Oh, we're going to get a ride on a dragon. How's that? It doesn't get much more epic than this, folks. Riding on the back of a mighty green emerald drake. Look at that. This is just fantastic. Look at her level. She is a level boss, and she's got basically 1.3 million hit points. Very, very cool. And look at this, what a great view from up on high here in Darkshore. And we've come out of the Emerald Dream, but we're still on the back of the dragon as we get delivered into Malfurion. Thank you very much for the lift. We appreciate that greatly. Alright folks, so before we hand this in, I think it's basically time up for us. We've gone a little bit over, and I do apologise for that, but let's keep the suspense until the beginning of the next episode when we speak to the iconic
Hail to the night.
Hail to the night, Malfurion Stormrage. So I certainly hope you enjoyed that episode. More importantly, of course, I certainly hope you join us in the next one, and I hope you're having a great day. Until next time, it's me, Sambo, and Seraphis, our little level 22 Worgen Mage, saying take care, we'll see you later, and bye-bye.